the only one online, but that's okay. It's recorded and I will email it to everybody when I'm done. We're covering working with a seller, landlord. So first thing is we have to have a landlord or a seller. And for today's training, we're going to use the same property. So somehow you get a phone call and it's somebody that lives at 3635 Garden Brook, unit 4300. And they tell you it's a condo in Farmers Branch and that they are interested in you coming out and telling them both what it would cost to sell and what they could possibly lease the property for. And when you work with a landlord seller, you're going to print. So we don't have to worry about DocuSign or e-sign or the new AuthentiSign. Okay. So the first thing is you get the phone call, you'll confirm their phone number, their email, set the appointment. Today's Thursday, so we'll say that I was on the phone with them and I set an appointment for Saturday at 10 a.m. The first thing I'm going to do when I get off the phone is I'm going to go into MLS. That's matrix.netris.net, and I'm going to log in. When I log in, you'll see that we're going to get to a screen with multiple boxes, and you'll always hit the one in the left corner, Matrix Netris. When you do, you're going to get a dashboard. And right here, it says My Matrix. When you click dashboard, it's the same screen. So you'll get a dashboard. And basically, the way we're going to do it to make it easy is the seller gave you their address. So we're going to see if it was ever in the MLS before. And they said it was 3635 Garden Brook, unit 4300. So right here, you're going to go 3635 Garden Brook. And here you're going to go 4300 because that was the unit they said. Then you're going to hit the search tab. And you'll see that it's been in the MLS in 2014. So absolutely, you're going to want to click on the MLS number and print this form. And all you do is you hit print and you hit agent full report and you print it. Okay. Then you go back to results and you click on the tax roll, which is above the clock next to listing tab. And the tax roll tells you who the client is. Okay, you can see it right there. So the first thing we need to do is we need to do a CMA. And so what I would argue is that we go here after we print, again, the listing and the tax roll. You're going to print both. Then you're going to go hover over the search tab and go residential detailed. You're going to check all in the left corner. Change pending to 180 to 190 days. Down here, you're going to see that the subdivision name was Brookhaven Village. So you're going to go Brookhaven and put an asterisk for VILL. The asterisk is a wild card. Now, I have single family and those are condos, so you have to physically mark condo. Then you go over here to city and you type in Farmers Branch. And you'll see that there's 8 matches. So what you're going to do, let me move that up a little more. You're going to hit results, check mark the box above number 1 that checks them all, and click on Quick CMA. So you're going to print this, and you can let them know, like, hey, there's one that's active right now. It's 1158 square feet. There's one that's pending. It's 1044. That's the same floor plan as the one that you're going to the appointment on. And then these are closed. And what you'll do is look here at the square footages and you'll see there's one right there. The same plan is sold for 178. So somewhere around 200 probably is going to be the point of making the offer, unless they're not real motivated. You could probably start at 210 or 220. All right. So again, that is for you to know. Okay. You print this, the Quick CMA. So far you printed the agent full report, the tax roll, and the CMA. while you're here, you might as well do a CMA of rentals because they want you to tell you they want you to tell them what their home is worth and what they could lease it for. So you go search residential lease detailed. Same concept. You're going to get into your detailed search. You're going to select all, change pending, and change closed to 180 to 190 days. That's 6 months. Here, put Brookhaven Village with an asterisk. Unmark master on the first floor. Mark condo and put Farmers Branch. And you can see there's 5 homes. Hit results. Check mark the box above the first one. Hit quick CMA. So now you have a CMA not only of what it could sell for, but what it could lease for. And you can see right here that this one's active at 1,044. So that's the same floor plan. If he were to list his home for lease, he could do 1,800 and compete with this home that's 1,900. Go down here and you would explain to him that these have leased. And you'll see this one, the last 2 are the exact floor plan. Okay. And you'll see that they leased for 1,800 and 1,850. So probably 1,900 to 1,800 is perfect for lease. So to recap, you're going to have the agent full report if there is one, the tax roll, a CMA of solds, and a CMA of leases. Okay, because the seller wanted you to tell him what the home was worth, as well as what he could lease it for. Now you're out of the MLS and you're going to go into transactions, and that's going to be ZIPFORMS. So we should all know that you're going to log in and hit the blue ZIPFORMS tab. When you do this, you are going to click the new tab and you're going to go with listing first. Now I would probably name it 3635 Garden Brook sale. Okay. Select the dot next to residential. And here you are going to pick buyer. I'm sorry, here you're going to pick seller because we're doing a seller listing. Okay. Go down and hit save. And we're at the white summary square. We'll go 2 tabs over to documents. So we're going to click on the IABS and we're going to add it new. Here it is. And over here it is. And we need to add the listing agreement and the seller's disclosure. So I'm going to go right past the IABS here. I need to go ahead and put the seller's name. So I'm going to go back here and pull up that listing again. Of course, I would have had it printed, so I'm going to not have to do this, but okay, there it is. When I open it up, I'm going to go to tax because that's what it looks like when you first open it. You go to tax and you can see that her name is Alicia M. Taylor. So back here. Okay, then I'm going to scroll down and right here, I'm going to put in the legal description, which was right here. You can see that it says tax information and that looks pretty good right there. I'm going to copy the whole. Right here, I'm going to put it right there and then kind of use it as a cheat sheet. So there's no lot. There's no block. The subdivision name, I'm probably going to put right there. It's the city of Farmers Branch. It's Denton County. I'm sorry, it's Dallas County. And the way you can find that is right here. You scroll down and you can see the jurisdictions. It says Dallas County. Okay. And then it says known as, and I'm going to delete all this and put just the physical address. 3635 Garden Brook, unit 4300. Okay. I'm going to go to page 2. There is an HOA. I actually used to live in this unit. I bought it in 1994. I sold it, but I used to live in that property. So I know there's an HOA. I'm going to leave the price blank because I'm going to negotiate that at the house. I'm going to put a begin date on Saturday because that's when I'm meeting them. And I'm probably going to add about 4 months to it. And I'm going to pick the same day. I'm going to charge them 6%. And so from here on out, everything is done. All I have to do is hit save, which is right here. And I'm going to keep going to the seller's disclosure. I don't even touch it. I leave it alone. So basically all I have to do is right here, go boom, 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 and print it. So for the listing agreement and the listing presentation, I'm going to have the agent full report, the tax roll, CMA, IABS, listing agreement, and the seller's disclosure. The only thing missing after I print this is I need to do a net sheet. The net sheet is going to be on Chicago Agents app. Okay. So once I log in, I'm going to, on my computer, it's going to be up here at the top. The screen is going to have buyer, seller. I need to make sure that I have marked seller. Okay, so if it's marked like this with buyer, you need to hit seller. And then let's do a couple net sheets. So we said 200. So 200. Okay, right here, I'm going to hit the rotary. Make sure my commission is 3%. And that's it. I'm going to hit compute at the bottom. I don't have to touch anything else. I'm going to hit share print. I'm going to pick a template. I'm going to hit print. Then I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to hit the back button. I'm going to change this to 190. Hit the tab a couple times. Scroll down, hit compute. I'm going to hit share print. I'm going to pick a template. I'm going to hit print. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to hit the back button. I'm going to do 210. Tab a couple times. Scroll down. Hit compute. Hit share print. Pick a template. Hit print. Go ahead and print it. After you print it, you're done. So to recap, we're done with the listing on the sale. I have the agent full report. I have the tax roll. I have a CMA. I have 3 net sheets. I have an IABS. I have a seller's disclosure, and I have the listing agreement. Now I need to go ahead and do the listing for lease because I'm going to present them back to back. So I'm going to go back into ZIPForms. I'm going to hit back. I'm going to be at my transactions and I'm going to hit the new tab. And this time I'm going to hit lease and I'm going to name it 3635 Garden Brook for lease. Select the dot next to residential. And now I'm going to pick the tenant landlord template. And I'm going to scroll down and hit save. Now, when you hit save, it'll say rent spree screening, hit no. And now you can hit save. Next screen, white summary tab, 2 tabs over, documents. I don't know why my documents aren't there. And my zip forms, but they should be. This computer is lagging. All right, we go here again. Sometimes you have to play with these computers and the programs. Well, yeah, I can double check as I can go to templates. I can hit forms. I can go here and you'll see that I do have all my forms. So it's a glitch. So back to transactions. And I'm going to see if I open it this time, if it works. I'm going to go to documents. And there they are. So I know I need an IABS. This is a lease. So I need an IABS and I need the listing agreement. That's it. I'm going to click on the IBS, new. Here it is. There it is. I need to scroll down and find the lease, the listing agreement. I'm going to keep going. And right here, I see it. It says residential real estate listing agreement, exclusive right to lease. I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to bypass the IBS. It's pre-filled. And I'm going right here. Again, I think her name was Alicia Taylor. So here I am. It says exclusive right to lease, all caps. Okay, down here, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, copy and paste. It still has it. It does. There is no lot. There is no block. It's Brookhaven Village, the City of Farmers Branch, Dallas County. And then I delete all this and I'm just going to put the address again, 3635. 3635, Garden Brook, unit 4300. All right, down here, I'm going to leave the rental price blank because again, I'm going to negotiate that while I'm there. They're probably interested in a 12 to 48 month lease. It's already pre-filled. Here, I'm going to put the same date and I'm going to go back 4 months and do the same day, the 20th. I'm going to scroll down. The rest of this is pre-filled. You're done. All you have to do is print it. Now, when you print it, you want to select both of these and then just hit print. So to recap, for the listing to lease, you still want the tax roll. You want a CMA of lease properties. Then you're going to have the IBS and you're going to have this listing agreement. At some point, you're going to explain to the landlord, let me explain how it works, how I get paid. On the sale, I've already told you I get 6% and 3 of that goes to an agent that brings a buyer. On a lease, basically the first full month's rent is split 50-50. I get 50% to represent you and be your advocate, and the agent that brings the tenant gets 50%. And basically you'll get the security deposit, Mr. Landlord, and you'll get every payment after the first month's rent in total. It's just the first month's rent is split 50-50. Maybe he says I can do 80%, but I don't want to give up the whole amount. That's going to be a decision that you make. Maybe you'll put 40% in the MLS and you'll take 40%. Maybe you'll put 50 in the MLS and you'll take 30. That's completely up to you. You only pay $50 to the firm for leases. But that's basically the way it works. Now, let me go into back agent just for a second, because when you represent a landlord, you are going to, number one, tell the tenant agent that they need to send you a TAR application. That is in their zip forms and they'll know what that means and they will send it to you. Once they send it to you, then you have 2 ways to check credit if you want to use Collin County. One is that you go to Connect. So you log in and you go to Connect and you go to Shared Files and you click on Quick Resources and you scroll down to the bottom, and what you're looking for is the Collin County application for credit report. You'll see it right there. So you'll open it and you'll print this, and what you do is you'll fill your name out here, pretty basic, your name, your license number, DHS Realty, the broker address, my name, my email, my phone, I'm the manager, I'm the designated realtor, but that's your name there. And then you'll put tenant. That's the reason, tenant check. And then you scroll down. Most likely you'll pick this one. It's $32. So I tell the tenant agent, PayPal me $50 per applicant, and then you give them your direct PayPal. Doesn't that $50 times the number of applicants doesn't have to go through DHS, because you're going to pay for this directly, and you get, what do you make, 18 bucks on it. This is where you fill out your credit card information. And then the last page, you're going to fill out the tenant's names. For signature of the tenant, just do a squiggly line, because you already will have the lease app, and that will give authority that this tenant signed to pull credit. So for signature, just do a squiggly, okay? And for signature, if there's 2, do a squiggly. But everything else, fill it out. And then what you'll do is you'll scan this or send it to Jan, Jan @ccar.net. you'll send this along with the lease app. And they get back to you in about a day with a score on your tenant. And then you let the landlord know. And if they ask you for an advice, say, you know, I have no idea, you know, leasing, being a landlord is risky. There's some, you know, good tenants and bad tenants. We'll never know. So that's going to be up to them to decide. And then when you're a landlord agent, which is what this training is about, once you get the lease app and once you run it and everybody's happy, then you're going to need to do the lease. So let me show you where that is. What you'll do is you'll go to transaction and you'll find the transaction. There it is. You'll open it up. You'll go 2 tabs over to documents and you'll look for lease. There it is. You'll open it in new. Open previous workspace. So now you have the IABS and the listing. You can go ahead and exit those because you already have those signed. And now you have the lease. So you're going to fill it in. The landlord is your client. The tenant is who was on the lease app. Their address. Down here, you'll put a begin date and an end date. Maybe they're moving in on June 1. And then you'll put June 1 of next year by clicking on this, going to 2024 and picking June. Okay. Everything else is pre-filled until you get to monthly rent. That has to be blank because no one knows what it's going to be. Let's say it was 2,000. Okay. Then you keep going. And the only other fill-in form is security deposit, 2,000. Then hit save and you're done. The rest of this is pre-filled. I mean, it just makes life so much easier. So that's kind of the end of the training. But what I will tell you is if you go to my ZIPFORMS, which I'm not telling you to, I'm just saying that if you look at my ZIPFORMS, I have so many fictional characters here that what I did is I just made up a transaction, which you could do on your own. Hey, I'm going to work with somebody named Daffy Duck. They're going to be a buyer. Well, hit new, hit purchase, hit Daffy Duck, hit residential, pick the template, find an MLS number, copy it, put it in here, and just write the offer up. Send it to me for review, and you can just say, hey, this is just training. Will you check to see if it's correct? But that's always going to be a way to become an expert. Other than that, we are good. I got 3 people, so look at that.